What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller, alongside my Canadian Maple Leaf, Mitch Dyer.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing really well.
It's been a long week of GDC
Yes,
last
sir.
week, and we got to go see that Batman Arkham Knight.
Yes, sir.
Finally, see
Yes.
it in action.
In action. We saw somebody play for like 45 minutes.
Not just a blur trailer.
No.
What was your reaction?
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it's
I
really
was
cool.
very impressed.
Yeah?
People keep asking me, yo, man, how was it? What do you think? Is it good? Like people do when new games are happening. And my response is always like, yeah, of course. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
Rocksteady
yeah.
Batman game. But then when you start thinking about what it is, it's almost like it is the logical next step. It makes a lot of sense that this is the game they're making, right? Because you come out of Arkham Asylum into Arkham City, and you have this big, expansive place and a bigger city that's less about investigation and more about exploration.
Yeah.
And there's tons of secrets to find in this like enormous space where you're covering ground very effectively with your gliding and stuff like that. You're doing a lot of stuff differently than you were before. And in Arkham Knight, you're doing something really similar, which is it's just branching out even more.
Yeah.
And you have the Batmobile now, which lets you navigate ground very quickly, and it combines with the navigation skills you already have to let you continue to explore very, very deeply into this world.
Yeah. People have been wanting the Batmobile forever, right? That's been a big talking point since Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
And I was never super behind it. I was
No.
like, I'm fine. Especially
good.
how much fun it is to move in Arkham City.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
just bombing down to the ground, swooping back up,
Yep,
and
you gain
gliding
routes
around
as
everything.
you get back
It's
to
so
it.
good.
They sold me on it in a short demo. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Of like, here's the Batmobile. What I thought was crazy is like the game crashed on us a couple times,
Yes.
right? And it was framey. It's obviously very
It's real
early
early.
in this game. It's really early. But in the Batmobile, when they were taking off chasing that one armored car, they took a corner too wide and hit a building and like it shattered, like,
Yeah,
like concrete exploded. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, that's cool. That's a neat little effect to put in there. And then it crashed. And they did it again. And they took a different route and they hit a different building and it happened again. And I was like, oh, I thought it was like a canned moment they were trying to show us.
Right, yeah.
And it turns out the whole environment's destructible. Later on, he's like, you get back in the Batmobile,
Yep.
and you drove off a bridge and broke the bridge and landed on a tree, and the tree exploded.
Yep.
And then I was like, holy crap, I'm going to save Gotham by destroying
It, right? That's one of my favorite thing, right? Is like you're destroying the city with the Batmobile, and all the people are gone because Gotham's evacuated. So it's like, okay, the people and the city, both things that Bruce Wayne are fighting for.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Whatever. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's fine. I got thugs to punch and throw and stuff.
You were busy at GDC, so I didn't get to talk to you.
No,
I
we
and I had to leave the demo early to
I
go
haven't
do
seen you
another
in
demo.
years.
I know, it's been too long. You got to interview them and ask them some questions.
Yes.
What did you get? What answers did you get out of these people?
You can find more about this on IGN.com very soon. Of
course.
But we talked a lot about the end of Arkham, because this is the end of Rocksteady's Arkham games.
Right,
I'm
they
not
made a big point.
I'm not convinced it's the end of Arkham at all. WB Games Montreal still exists. That studio will almost certainly continue this franchise, but I really feel like, Rocksteady is done making Arkham games. You and I were debating a little bit about whether or not they were going to go on to make Justice League or something else.
That's still my pick. I still say that in this, you're going to have that moment like you did in Arkham City where like Robin showed up and Batman's like, get out of here. I think Superman and or Wonder Woman show up.
Yeah.
Say, hey, we're here to help you. And he's like, get out of my city. I don't need you.
Yep.
But that establishes that they're in the same world. This is how it's happening. And then the next game's that.
Yeah, and they're not talking a whole lot about what else is coming,
Sure.
right? Like, if we didn't see it, they're not going to talk about it.
Right.
But I did poke around and ask about, stuff like Hush, one of the big story threads. He and Azrael were in Arkham City.
Right.
Really interesting story threads that were kind of left hanging. Bruce specifically says about Hush, like, I'll go find him tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then now it's a year later. So what happened?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll find out more soon.
Well, that's
was
the big thing.
answer
Like,
there.
Arkham Knight isn't Batman. There is an Arkham Knight out there who we see at the very end of the demo, right? Swoops in, takes down Batman, no cape, but a
He's
bat.
just like Mecha Batman with a gun.
Exactly, and it's one of those things where they keep showing that image of the bat, the symbol with fire around it,
Yeah.
right? And Azrael was very clear when he showed up that he was going to have this cleansing fire for Gotham and blah, blah, blah. People are already jumping to conclusions that Arkham Knight is Azrael or it is Hush, and both of those seem too obvious.
Yeah, I think that's the easy, cheap way out. They're really adamant that this is a new character. They've
Right.
created a new character in the DC universe. They're very proud of that. And I don't think they want to rob themselves of that by making it, somebody else, some existing character.
Yeah. What was cool, I thought, about watching this demo was it got to show us some not new characters, but using them in a different way, right? They talked about how this time around they want it to be seamless when you transition from gameplay to cutscenes.
Yeah.
And so they had it, the bat symbol's up, they're going to go meet Gordon, and he swooped in and came up one way, and then the cameras came up behind him and started the cutscene right there. And they were talking later on about the fact that if you came up a different way, it would correct for that. It wouldn't, teleport Batman to the other side to show that canned animation. It's the way they're using their engine. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, the opening shot of the game is this giant sweeping thing where it's camera's pulling back all the way back through Gotham until it gets to where Batman is perched on his thing, and then it's just like, oh, I'm I'm playing now.
Yeah,
I can jump off of this and go places.
I also like the fact that we got to see Oracle. We got to be in her hideout up in the clock tower.
Yep.
Big Oracle fan. I like Babs a lot. So to actually see her fully realized in her wheelchair, still being Barbara Gordon that we know and love, that was great. You know what I mean? That she's lying to, James Gordon there about that she hasn't left the city. But everyone's being evacuated. Which, are you tired of yet, Mitch?
Yeah, can't get enough of people being home for Christmas Eve. Or
or they're out or the city's taking over.
The streets are dirty, so we don't want to go out in them.
Yeah.
Whatever. Video games are goofy sometimes.
Video games have to be goofy, I guess, right? It's the same reason Superman can't fly around the world or whatever. Terrible, terrible video games. I guess closing thoughts, Mitch.
Yeah.
What do you think of this Arkham Knight?
I'm very, very, very excited to see more. I mean, what we saw was a very early, very buggy version of the game, and it was incredible.
Right. And
visually impressive.
We haven't talked a lot about gameplay, right? But it's because it's the gameplay you know.
Yep.
You know what this game looks like.
You're going to punch guys, you're going to fly around, you're going to punch more guys, and now you're going to get in a
car.
It's
super HD, and it's really beautiful.
You're going to do Batmobile donuts.
Yeah. You get to talk to Barbara on a little display.
On your Dead Space screen.
Which I thought was a weird thing. Would Batman be doing that? Keeping his low profile and keeping...
massive
I'm
screen
looking at
popping up.
Hey, Oracle, I'm going to keep calling you Oracle. I can clearly see you're a young girl in glasses, and I'm talking to you. Like hushes behind him, like...
He's like,
what
gotcha.
What are you doing? Okay, Barbara
Yo,
Gordon.
is that Barbara Gordon?
Damn it, I have to kill somebody now. But yeah, I'm super stoked. I thought it looked really good.
Me too.
All right.
Very hype.
Very happy?
Very hype.
Hype.
I got all the hypes.
I thought you said, it sounded like you were starting to say happy and then you collapsed.
I'm having a GDC meltdown right now.
You shut
My
your eyes
brain
now.
is, okay.
All right, good. Ladies and gentlemen, for everything about Batman, whether it be Arkham Knight or those there comic books, keep it here on IGN.